Hello, welcome to IT Expert YouTube video series. Today we are going to talk about data collection. What is data collection? Data collection is defined as a systematic method of obtaining, observing, measuring, and analyzing accurate information to support research conducted by groups of professionals regardless of the field where they belong. While techniques and goals may vary per field, the general data collection methods used in the process are essentially the same. In other words, there are specific standards that need to be strictly followed and implemented to make sure that data is collected accurately. Not to mention, if the appropriate procedures are not given importance, a variety of problems might arise and impact the study or research being conducted. The most common risk is the inability to identify answers and draw correct conclusions for the study, as well as failure to validate if the results are correct. These risks may also result in questionable research, which can greatly affect your credibility. So before you start collecting data, you have to rethink and review all of your research goals. Start by creating a checklist of your objectives. Here are some important questions to take into account. What is the goal of your research? What type of data are you collecting? What data collection methods and procedures will you utilize to acquire, store, and process the data you have gathered? Take note that bad data can never be useful. This is why you have to ensure that you only collect high-quality ones. But to help you gain more confidence when it comes to collecting the data you need for your research, let's go through each question presented above. What is the goal of your research? Identifying exactly what you want to achieve in your research can significantly help you collect the most relevant data you need. Besides, clear goals always provide clarity to what you are trying to accomplish. With clear objectives, you can easily identify what you need and determine what is most useful to your research. 7 data collection methods used in business analytics. Here are specific types of data collection methods that can be used to acquire, store, and process the data. If you are not familiar with any of these methods, keep reading as we will tackle each of them in the latter part of this article. But to give you a quick overview, here are some of the most common data collection methods that you can utilize. Surveys. Surveys are physical or digital questionnaires that gather both qualitative and quantitative data from subjects. One situation in which you might conduct a survey is gathering attendee feedback after an event. This can provide a sense of what attendees enjoyed, what they wish was different, and areas in which you can improve or save money during your next event for a similar audience. While physical copies of surveys can be sent out to participants, online surveys present the opportunity for distribution at scale. They can also be inexpensive. Running a survey can cost nothing if you use a free tool. If you wish to target a specific group of people, partnering with a market research firm to get the survey in front of that demographic may be worth the money. Something to watch out for when crafting and running surveys is the effective bias, including collection bias. It can be easy to accidentally write survey questions with a bias lean. Watch out for this when creating questions to ensure your subjects answer honestly and are not swayed by your wording. Subject bias. Because your subjects know their responses will be read by you, their answers may be biased toward what seems socially acceptable. For this reason, consider pairing survey data with behavioral data from other collection methods to get the full picture. Transactional tracking. Each time your customers make a purchase, tracking that data can allow you to make decisions about targeted marketing efforts and understand your customer base better. Often, e-commerce and point-of-sale platforms allow you to store data as soon as it is generated, making this a seamless data collection method that can pay off in the form of customer insights. Interviews and focus groups. Interviews and focus groups consist of talking to subjects face-to-face about a specific topic or issue. Interviews tend to be one-on-one, and focus groups are typically made up of several people. You can use both to gather qualitative and quantitative data. Through interviews and focus groups, you can gather feedback from people in your target audience about new product features. Seeing them interact with your product in real time and recording their reactions and responses to questions can provide valuable data about which product features to pursue. As is the case with surveys, these collection methods allow you to ask subjects anything you want about their opinions, motivations, and feelings regarding your product or brand. It also introduces the potential for bias. Aim to craft questions that do not lead them in one particular direction. One downside of interviewing and conducting focus groups is they can be time-consuming and expensive. If you plan to conduct them yourself, it can be a lengthy process. To avoid this, you can hire a market research facilitator to organize and conduct interviews on your behalf. Observation. Observing people interacting with your website or product can be useful for data collection because of the candor it offers. If your user experience is confusing or difficult, you can witness it in real time. Yet, setting up observation sessions can be difficult. You can use a third-party tool to record users' journeys through your site or observe a user's interaction with a beta version of your site or product. While less accessible than other data collection methods, observations enable you to see firsthand how users interact with your product or site. You can leverage the qualitative and quantitative data gleaned from this to make improvements and double down on points of success. Online tracking. To gather behavioral data, you can implement pixels and cookies. These are both tools that track users' online behavior across websites and provide insight into what content they are interested in and typically engage with. You can also track users' behavior on your company's website, including which parts are of the highest interest, whether users are confused when using it, and how long they spend on product pages. This can enable you to improve the website's design and help users navigate to their destination. Inserting a pixel is often free and relatively easy to set up. Implementing cookies may come with a fee but could be worth it for the quality of data you will receive. Once pixels and cookies are set, they gather data on their own and do not need much maintenance, if any. It is important to note. Tracking online behavior can have legal and ethical privacy implications. Before tracking users' online behavior, ensure you are in compliance with local and industry data privacy standards. Forms. Online forms are beneficial for gathering qualitative data about users, specifically demographic data or contact information. They are relatively inexpensive and simple to set up, and you can use them to gate content or registrations, such as webinars and email newsletters. You can then use this data to contact people who may be interested in your product, build out demographic profiles of existing customers, and in remarketing efforts, such as email workflows and content recommendations. Social media monitoring. Monitoring your company's social media channels for follower engagement is an accessible way to track data about your audience's interests and motivations. Many social media platforms have analytics built in, but there are also third-party social platforms that give more detailed, organized insights pulled from multiple channels. You can use data collected from social media to determine which issues are most important to your followers. For instance, you may notice that the number of engagements dramatically increases when your company posts about its sustainability efforts. The importance of data collection. Collecting data is an integral part of a business success. It can enable you to ensure the data's accuracy, completeness, and relevance to your organization and the issue at hand. The information gathered allows organizations to analyze past strategies and stay informed on what needs to change. The insights gleaned from data can make you hyper-aware of your organization's efforts and give you actionable steps to improve various strategies, from altering marketing strategies to assessing customer complaints. Basing decisions on inaccurate data can have far-reaching negative consequences, so it is important to be able to trust your own data collection procedures and abilities. By ensuring accurate data collection, business professionals can feel secure in their business decisions. Explore the options in the next section to see which data collection method is the best fit for your company. How to make effective use of data collection methods. When it comes to using data collection techniques effectively, there are 5 key steps to keep in mind. 1. Identify the audience and type of data to be collected. First and foremost, it is important to define the target audience and determine the specific data that needs to be collected. This will allow the data collection technique to be as applicable as possible to provide the most accurate results. 2. Map the data collection process. Once the target audience and data have been determined, plan out the data collection process. When setting up a data collection technique, it is essential to ensure that the method is comprehensive and can account for any data that may be missing. Additionally, a data collection technique should consider how the data will be collected, and how the data can be interpreted and used effectively. 3. Analyze the results. When the data has been collected and all steps have been taken to ensure accuracy, it is important to analyze the results. 4. Observe the relationship between data points. Once the analysis is complete, it is possible to see how the data is related to each other and determine the answers to any questions posed by the data. By understanding the relationships between different data points and the trends that they indicate, effective decisions can be made. 5. Communicate your findings. Lastly, it is essential to effectively communicate the data collection technique findings. By clearly communicating the results, the gathered insights can be used to solve real-world problems, make informed decisions about a business or organization, or even just learn and better understand how things work. Kinds of data. Generally, data collection can yield two kinds of data: qualitative and quantitative. Qualitative data refers to data that describes characteristics, qualities, and other non-quantifiable traits of a certain subject. This includes personal opinions, descriptions of a certain place, event, or behavior, or the quality of a certain item. Qualitative data is often hard to measure with numbers, and so they are analyzed based on their qualities or patterns. On the other hand, quantitative data refers to quantifiable or countable data such as statistics, the number of respondents or test subjects, and those under certain standards of measurement such as temperature. Both quantitative and qualitative data have similar data collection techniques, as they often work together to help create a more in-depth analysis of data. Benefits of collecting data. Regardless of the field, data collection offers heaps of benefits. To help you become attuned to these advantages, we have listed some of the most notable ones below. Collecting good data is extremely helpful when it comes to identifying and verifying various problems, perceptions, theories, and other factors that can impact your business. It allows you to focus your time and attention on the most important aspects of your business. It helps you understand your customers better. Collecting data allows your company to truly understand what your consumers expect from you, the unique products or services they desire, and how they want to connect with your brand as a whole. Collecting data allows you to study and analyze trends better. Data collection enables you to make more effective decisions and come up with solutions to common industry problems. It allows you to resolve problems and improve your products or services based on data collected. Accurate data collection can help build trust, establish productive and professional discussions, and win the support of important decision makers and investors. When engaging with key decision makers, collecting, monitoring, and assessing data on a regular basis may offer businesses reliable, relevant information. Collecting relevant data can positively influence your marketing campaigns, which can help you develop new strategies in the future. Data collection enables you to satisfy customer expectations for personalized messages and recommendations. These are just a few of the many benefits of data collection in general. In fact, there are still a lot of advantages when it comes to collecting consumer data that you can benefit from. Data collection tools. There are heaps of data collection tools that you can utilize to gather good data online. Some of these tools have already been discussed above, such as interviews, surveys, focus groups, etc. While most of the aforementioned methods of data collection are effective, there are other data collection tools that offer convenience to business researchers. Here are some of them. Data scraping. Data scraping is the process of collecting data from a website and saving it as a local file on a computer. It is among the most effective data collection tools that you can use to gather information from the web. Some of the most popular data scraping utilization includes the following: locating sales leads, conducting market research, finding business intelligence, sending product data. You may customize your scraping criteria or parameters to selectively target a specific attribute, especially with the proper data scraping tool. You can easily collect qualitative and quantitative data in a manner that can be readily implemented into your study or business procedures. Information management systems. Although these management systems are generally meant to manage and monitor your database, they may also assist you in collecting data, particularly internal data generated by your business. Some of the information management systems used by various businesses that you can collect data from can be found in the following areas or categories: operations, sales and marketing, research and development, financial, human resources, productivity, artificial intelligence and cognitive computing, business intelligence. Data collection software. There is plenty of data collection software that can be used to acquire information from the internet. One of the best examples is Google Forms. It allows you to develop specific forms like job application forms, making it simple to collect information from applicants. Here is some data collection software you can use: Kobo, Toolbox, RE-DCAP. JOT, Form. Survey CTO. COM, Care. Quantitative data versus qualitative data. Data collection is comprehensive, analytical, and in some cases, extremely difficult. But when you categorize the data into the two categories we have mentioned earlier in this article, it becomes easy to deal with. To provide you with a brief understanding of qualitative data collection methods and quantitative data collection methods, we have outlined each of them below. Quantitative data. Quantitative data is numerical and is generally organized, which means that it is more precise and definite. And because this method of data collection is measured in terms of numbers and values, it is a better choice for statistical analysis. Here are some of the most popular quantitative data collection methods you can use to obtain concrete results. Surveys. Experiments. Tests. Metrics. Market reports. Qualitative data. Unlike quantitative data, qualitative data is composed of non-statistical information that is commonly structured or unstructured. Qualitative data is not also measured based on concrete statistics that are used to create graphs and charts. They are classified according to characteristics, features, identities, and other categorizations. Qualitative data is also exploratory in nature and is frequently left wide open until more study has been completed. Theorizations, assessments, hypotheses, and presumptions are all based on qualitative research data. Here are some of the most commonly known qualitative data collection methods you can use to generate non-statistical results. Records and documents. Interview transcripts. Focus groups. Observation research. Data collector interview questions and answers. What are some of the most important qualities for a data collector? I believe some of the most important qualities for a data collector are organization and attention to detail. As a data collector, I am responsible for recording information accurately. If I miss something or make an error, it could lead to inaccurate reporting. Attention to detail also helps me ensure I record all relevant information. For example, if I am collecting sales numbers, I need to make sure I get every sale recorded correctly. How would you go about collecting data in a fast-paced environment? I have a system for recording data that I have used for years. It is fast and efficient, so I am able to record data accurately even when I am moving quickly. When I first arrive at my location, I set up my equipment and make sure it is all ready to go. Then, I start by taking notes on what I see around me. For example, if I am counting people in line at a coffee shop, I will write down their order as they place it. This helps me remember details later when I am entering the data into my computer. What is your process for verifying the accuracy of your findings? I always verify my findings before submitting them to my supervisor or manager. I start by checking all of my math and calculations to make sure they are accurate. Next, I check the information against any supporting documentation I collected during the survey. Finally, I compare my results with those of other team members who were collecting data in the same area. What would you do if you noticed a mistake in the data you had already collected? If I noticed a mistake in data collection, I would first try to find out why it happened. If there was an error in my recording or inputting of data, I would make sure to correct that information as soon as possible. If the mistake was due to inaccurate information provided by the client, I would let them know about the issue and ask for updated information. This helps me ensure all of my future reports are accurate. When analyzing data, how do you determine the significance of each factor? When analyzing data, I first look at the overall trends of the information collected. For example, if I am collecting sales data for a retail store, I will look at the total amount of revenue generated each day, week or month. Then, I will break down that data by department, such as clothing, shoes and accessories. Finally, I will analyze the sales data by individual items sold. What do you think is the most important aspect of data collection? I think the most important aspect of data collection is accuracy. If I am not collecting accurate information, then my entire report will be inaccurate. In my last role, I was hired as a temporary employee for a large retail chain. The company needed someone who could collect customer feedback on their shopping experience. I made sure to ask customers questions about specific aspects of their visit so I could accurately record their answers. Are you familiar with data collection software? I have worked with several different types of data collection software over my career. I find that some are more user-friendly than others, but I prefer software that allows me to enter information quickly and efficiently. One program I really enjoyed using was an app called Field Force Tracker. It allowed me to collect data on the go while also providing useful tools for organizing my work. Provide an example of a time when you had to adapt your data collection process due to unforeseen circumstances. In my last position, I was tasked with collecting data on customer satisfaction at a local restaurant. The day before I was scheduled to visit the restaurant, it closed unexpectedly for repairs. Since I needed to collect this data that week, I contacted the manager of another restaurant within the same chain who agreed to let me conduct my survey there instead. If given the opportunity, would you be able to work remotely? I am very comfortable working remotely. I actually prefer it because I can get more done without distractions. I find that when I am at home, I can focus on my work for longer periods of time than when I am in an office setting. I also like being able to set my own schedule and take breaks as needed. I think I could do a great job working remotely. Thank you for watching this video. We provide hands-on training with labs, homework, group projects. Prepare you for the certification. Provide real projects. Internship opportunities. Support you and resume LinkedIn. Staffing support. Provide tech references. In-person online class. Class retake options and more. Call us at 847-350-9034 for your free career consultation meeting. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for the latest videos.